Wow, what an emotional day. Couldn't be more proud of our team with the way they competed all weekend long. Obviously, for such a young program, to be regional champs is very special. It's just another stepping stone in our growth. These three players up here have meant so much to our program from the start of the season to right now. And just really proud of their efforts today, but really proud of our team. It says something about us and how we've learned and adjusted throughout this year, playing the tough schedule that we've played, not winning a regular season championship like we did last year, coming just short in the ACC championship game last weekend, but to finally get the championship that we were looking for in the regional championship this year was very special. We're going to enjoy this and get ready for Super Regionals on Tuesday, but what a special time to be a Clemson Tiger softball player. Who would have thunk it 3 years ago when we started, but here we are. Today's game, listen, our pitching staff was outstanding all weekend long. Of course, Millie's no-hitter on Friday. Yesterday, Valerie, against a very good Auburn team, shuts them out. We get the 1-0 win, got out of some tough jams late in that game. And then today, Millie, just an outstanding effort. Again, a one-hitter. We gave up 0 runs in 3 games. And you're going to win when you give up 0 runs, right? But Millie, another phenomenal performance. She's just so gutsy out there, not afraid of any moment, just competes her butt off. And then offensively, Cammie just set the tone in that first inning with a good battle at the plate and got the base hit. Mackenzie moves her to second. And then Big Val, as we call her, smashes one, center field, gets us that 1 run, and that takes the pressure off us a little bit, and Millie shuts them down there for a couple of innings, and then we have the big inning. A freshman, Abby Vieira, comes up, sends one out of the park. Oda with a great at bat, she just gives us quality at bat. She had 2 strikes on her and worked a walk, and then another freshman, Maddie Moore, with a big hit. And then we kept the pressure on them. Of course, we ended up scoring some more runs in that inning, and then it was just up to Millie to go out there and shut them down, and we felt very confident that she was going to do that, and she did. And then time to celebrate, and just really enjoyed today. Special moment in our program's history, and now we're looking forward to a Super Regional.
Cammie, you started things off with the leadoff hit, went 3 for 3 with 2 ribbies today. I'm guessing this was the perfect last hurrah for you.
Yeah, I mean, if I could have drawn up a way to end my career at McWhorter Stadium, this would definitely be the way I want to do it. Just being able to celebrate and have fun with our team, just being able to perform and not do too much. That's just really what I'm trying to do in my at bats, and I just try to be consistent and then let Val come up and do the big stuff. But just trying to get on base and work hard for our team, because I wasn't letting this last day be my last day playing softball on our own field. So it was really special to end that in such a great way.
Coach, 17 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 14 strikeouts. You've already touched on them a little bit, but I mean, can you wrap your head around how dominant that was?
Well, and I think Coach Jameson deserves a lot of credit. He calls a great game and works his butt off with our pitchers. But like I said, I am so proud of our pitching staff. It's we've seen so much growth in the last 2 years with our pitching staff, and it's sometimes they make it look real easy, but it's a lot of work. Both of these two on this stage today have overcome injuries. They've battled through some tough times. They've had their confidence shaken against a very tough schedule that we played this year. And they just keep working hard and keep the great attitude, the work ethic, all of those attributes that you're looking for in a championship player, our pitchers have.
Just for all the athletes, can you describe what it felt, the emotions after the game, advancing to the Super Region?
Cammie?
I think for me, obviously, again, like I said, this is probably the last time I'll play on this field, and just having just that overwhelming feeling of joy. I feel like it's just pure happiness. You can see it in our fans. Our fans have never experienced this. We've never experienced this. So I think just that pure happiness and pure joy is something that we're never going to forget. Obviously, we're just like little kids running around the field, getting sprayed with water. You know, Millie getting buckets dumped on her, and she really hates water. So that just is a testament to how much fun we're having. Just enjoyed really being together today and having fun as a team, and just being able to finish it out here in front of our fans. Again, we haven't had the big championship wins like we really wanted in the ACC tournament and Florida State, et cetera, the rest of those big games that we've played. But I think it was even more special to have that big finish here at home in front of our fans.
Millie, how much fun was that dog pile?
Well, I actually fell and got scraped up on my ankle. I got tackled, but I mean, honestly, it was one of the best moments of my life. It was wonderful, and I'm so blessed to have amazing teammates that cheer me on and support me. So it was great.
We tried to protect her.
Yeah.
Getting
no,
further
my
squished.
spec
Valerie
fell
crawled
off
out.
and flew away. So
Did you feel like you could really do whatever you wanted with that change up today?
yeah, I did. I felt like they were trying to hit home runs and see how far the ball could go, and that's who I love to pitch against. So I felt really comfortable today with my changeup and just going away and seeing if they would pull, and it worked out today.
Millie, you were talking about the dog pile, but what inspires you to go get one of those buckets of water if you don't like water like him?
Yeah, I think it was just for the moment, and this team, they're pushing me, and it's not just, that could be a symbolism of how much they push me in any type of situation. Like, I hate water, and I went and did it for them. And that's kind of how it is. And any fear I have, they back me up, and I'm just so blessed to have them.
Val, you had, I guess, what you could consider a little mini slump for you, going over 11 before yesterday. You came up with the big 2-out double and scored the only run of the game. Obviously, another big game at the plate for you. Did you feel like that was kind of a slump buster yesterday?
I mean, I went after our game on Friday and went and worked with Coach Courtney and the baseball cages and just tried to kind of work some things out. So, yeah, I definitely think that helped kind of, just me see the ball a little better and get my timing back.
For Valerie and Millie, I saw both of you guys afterwards for a long time signing autographs for fans. Just give me an idea as to what it means for y'all to kind of do this stuff for fans.
I mean, there's so many softball players and so many teams around the country that don't have that opportunity, and just having all these little girls just look up to us. I mean, there's no way to describe like how awesome that feels.
Yeah. I think it's super important to just be a good role model for these kids here, and that's what I think we're trying to do. And it's just so special to see how much passion kids around here in the community have for softball.
Coach, you've done this before. What's this one mean to you?
Hey, they're no greater feeling than winning championships, and this one is the most special. It's to start a program and come as far as we've come in a short amount of time. There's been a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put in this program, and just reflecting on the past 3 years, there's just so many memories, but they're all special, but this one is the most special. I'm so proud of everybody involved in our program, and it's hard really to come up with words to describe the feeling today. And as a coach, we're always thinking about the next game, and we have a game, so we're going to start preparing for that. But we're going to enjoy this championship, and it means a lot to me.
Coach, you started Val in the ACC championship on short rest instead of Millie. Coach Glasgow just told us that they were really expecting Val to start today and really had no answer from Millie. Did you think that they were expecting Val?
I mean, that's a nice problem to have, to
Sure.
trying to decide which one to start, and certainly last week, we know one thing for sure, both of these pitchers are going to give us 100% effort. And, I felt like Louisiana's a big hitting team. They were scouting, watching Valerie pitch yesterday, and we were in a nice position, Worst case scenario, we lose this game. We're going to Big Val in the second one, but we really love Millie's off-speed approach, especially with big swingers. And we knew Millie was rested, and that played a big part in our decision. And she's pitched so great lately. I mean, it's just we have complete confidence in both of our pitchers, you know, and as a coach, you know, sometimes those are tough decisions, you know, when you have two really good pitchers to choose from, and we were in a great position today, and you know, either way, I think we would have been successful, but we had Valerie for game 2 if we needed to, but Millie did her job today and didn't need to go that far.
Cammy, when you reached second base there in the 4th, I could almost see the gears turning when Big Val came up, thinking if she hits one, that's the 8, right? You had the great vantage point. What's going through your mind when the ball jumps off the bat?
Yeah, whenever it comes to Val, I know that if she can just get about on the ball in situations like that, you know, it's going to go pretty far. I knew that pitcher was giving both of us a lot of outside. Pitchers tend to kind of throw to us similar sometimes, and she was giving me a lot outside on the plate, and I kept seeing her go back to that spot, and obviously I could see it from where I was at, and I just kept thinking, especially with the swing she was taking on her foul balls, if she gets a hold of one, this one's going. But I knew also in that moment she was really relaxed. She, like Coach has said, like Millie has been able to take so much pressure off of Valerie in the circle. Just Millie being the strong rock that she's been in the circle too has allowed Val to, I think, work through some of her hitting jams sometimes. And today especially, I think that really paid off to be able to have Millie in the circle and Val have a clear head, be able to get up there and just take some big swings and score some big runs for us. So I think that was just really great for both of them to be able to work together the way that they've been working.
Valerie, when you hit one like that, you don't feel it. What you knew right off the bat that it was gone. Were you thinking in that spot, if I get a hold of one, I'm going to try and turn on it? What's going through your mind in that at bat?
No, I was actually talking with Abby Vieira in the dugout when Cammy was up to bat because there were 2 runners on. I'm like, well, she just hits a 3-run shot, you know, and then we can score a couple more runs and we'll have 8. And so it was kind of funny. She hits the 2 RBI double, and then I go up and hit the home run. I'm like, well, you know, the roles are kind of switched, but I guess it works too. You know, we still got to that 8, but definitely just trying to, you know, make good contact on the ball and just, you know, trying to keep my shoulder toward the left center, you know, gap, and just when they miss over the plate, you just got to make them pay for it.
Coach, you think the way that y'all performed this weekend, 2 run rule wins, 2 ranked opponents, and plus the atmosphere here at McWhorter Stadium, you've kind of built up some equity with the NCAA?
Well, yeah, certainly. I mean, the NCAA committee, they have to take every year separately, but we definitely put on a great show. I mean, hats off to our events people, our facilities people, just a fabulous ballpark to play in. And then the crowd support, you know, we are very blessed to play in front of such great fans. And, you know, I think all of these players can tell you that sometimes we go on the road and it's not that case. You know, you got mom and dad and grandmas and aunts and uncles in the stands, and that's about it, you know. And for us to be able to play in this environment is special. And I know certainly everybody that was watching on TV sees how much support Clemson softball has.
Was that the first Gatorade bath you've had in quite a while?
Yeah, it felt good, you know, and yesterday, obviously, the last 2 days were pretty hot. I didn't hydrate properly on Friday, so yesterday was kind of one of those headache days, but I stayed hydrated last night and today, and it was hot, and I'm already dry, so it felt good.
And talking about McWhorter in the stadium, is it good to show off this facility, your team, to a nationwide audience, to people looking in on television, and then dream about what can be in the future?
No question, David. I think, you know, I was a part of this game when their exposure was hard to come by. There was no TV at regional championships, and you know, very little support in the fans. And I think that's why, you know, you hear softball teams have these cheers and chants, because over the years they had to cheer for themselves. There wasn't anybody in the stands cheering, and it's never changed. It's kind of evolved. But to see our crowd and to see this facility packed, you know, it's just so special. And when I got hired here and we sat in facility meetings and designed the stadium, we thought about just about everything you could think of. The one thing we didn't think of is it was probably going to be too small by the 3rd year. So a nice problem to have, but tough ticket. Just really appreciative of our fans and McWhorter Stadium.
There's a lot of good little flashpoint moments in the celebration, but who all do you think had the best selfie?
Go ahead, girls.
I think the bath, the full bath on top of Millie really just did it. I mean, y'all were really not kidding. She hates water. She hates stuff like that. She hates being wet. And just for her to go out there and just overcome her fear, she said. Y'all think we're being dramatic, but we're not. I think just seeing everybody have so much fun in that moment. We get reminded a lot, like winning's not easy. KJ really tries to instill that in us. Coach KJ tells us after a lot of our wins, like, hey, enjoy this win. Like this was hard to do. I know sometimes you guys make it look easy, and you forget maybe how hard it was to get these wins and have the 41 wins. But that one, just to see our team celebrating and again running around just like kids, having fun, I think that was just such a great moment. So I think everybody really enjoyed it in their own way.
Millie, you and the home plate umpire weren't exactly seeing eye to eye there in the second. Could you feel the crowd behind you a little bit right there too?
Yeah, absolutely. They're my biggest cheerleaders. They're pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, they argue with pitches, and I usually try to, stay even. But there was one that I wasn't happy with, and that happens. And I have their backup, obviously, so they're great.
Any other questions for anyone else up here?
Coach, I guess the rest of the afternoon you'll be scouting either Oklahoma State or North Texas.
Probably not. I enjoy this one. I really am. We'll be scoreboard watching, of course. The games are going to the evening, and I've been watching Oklahoma State all year. Don't know much about North Texas State, but if they were to pull off a doubleheader sweep, we certainly might be back here hosting. But we've watched Oklahoma State play the 3-game series against Florida State recently, so know a little bit about them. Know their coaching staff really well, and looking forward to the challenge of what's next, and that's a super regional championship.
Anything else? Thank you all
Thank
very
you
much.
all for
Thanks, guys.